With over 20 years' experience working with thousands of families of teenage boys, parenting expert Andy Roy has a real depth of knowledge and experience with what parents really need to know during the often challenging teenage years.
Whether I'm speaking to parent groups at some of the biggest private schools or sitting around the campfire with a few dozen struggling fathers and sons, parents come to me with the same key issues that all revolve around one thing: he is changing. And many want to know what happened to their beautiful boy. It's as though an alien has taken over his body, and many parents are confused or feel sad or angry, and many complain that the old ways of parenting just don't work anymore. That previously loving relationships have often become strained or combative. A good example of this is a boy called Max. Now, Max was a happy little boy, but as he approached his teenage years, this started to change. He was losing his temper, argumentative, uncooperative, and these behaviours got worse and worse. Max was failing at school on all levels, and getting dragged in and out of the school office was very worrying, embarrassing, and exhausting for his parents, Rick and Veronica. They'd spent thousands of dollars seeing many experts, and they had all sorts of ineffective recommendations. One $900 report told them that they needed more help. Another suggested that they should call the police. Max was also diagnosed as Asperger. So by the time Max's parents came to see me, he was suicidal and violent. Rick said to me that this was his last throw of the dice. Their marriage was in tatters, their world was completely devoid of happiness, and all they could see was their once beautiful boy spiralling into suicide or prison. He was slipping through their fingers into a dark hole. The future looked completely dismal. Max had lost hope, and he later told me that he didn't have a place on earth. Rick told me he thought he would grow old and lonely, that he'd lose his marriage and have a son that doesn't visit, and hated his guts. They were all heartbroken, a family in despair with nowhere left to turn. Now, I spent a little less than a week with Max and his parents. I was privy to some brutal honesty as they all struggled with how to do this thing called change. Now, of course, Max did not arrive at this willingly. He had some very strong resistance, and we definitely had to take it in small steps. However, by day 3 I could see that he was beginning to open up and trust. My job was to help Rick and Veronica to be the parents Max needed at this time. And what this did for Max was allow him to just manage his own change and not carry the weight of change for the whole family. You see, when our kids get to around 12, we really need to throw the old parenting book out. Something quite different is required, as the old tricks often make things worse. Max needed aware, creative parenting, and he also needed a rite of passage to mark this time and bless him on his journey into manhood. This included facing healthy challenges, and we gave Max a challenge that he did not want to take. Yet, this was pivotal in his miraculous turnaround. It was the shaping of him. That boy who came to me full of grief and loneliness literally transformed in front of our eyes. In under 1 week, he was a young man full of hope and brimming with self-confidence. And this has continued 3 years later. He's doing very well at school. He has his sights set on studying engineering. He has a long-term girlfriend, and his relationship with his parents is a strong foundation in his life. He has direction and enthusiasm. And it's stories like this in why I love this work. Now, to say his parents were delighted is a colossal understatement. And Veronica said something to me that really got me thinking. She was very confused and a little upset that not one of the experts had taught them anything like what they'd learnt that week. And I asked myself the same question. Parents of boys everywhere are looking for some form of guidance or manual to help them overcome the challenges and hopefully navigate this bumpy road with some clarity and understanding. So that's a big factor in why I've written Effective Teen Parenting, so that everyone has access to the same teachings and advice that helped Max's parents achieve the brilliant success that they did. These man-making manuals include all we taught Max and his family, plus it offers you a precise guide to how you can be sure your boy has a rite of passage, whether you're a single mum or a large group. This package combines the experiences of thousands of teenage boys and their families, from the extreme cases like Rick and Veronica, or for parents that just need a little bit of a hand before things get out of control. I've distilled the real essence of the boy-to-man journey into these easy-to-read manuals. This is something I know benefits all boys. At the end of the day, you'll be glad you made the effort to use these vital strategies to map a path forward for all your family.
With these man-making manuals, you will be the parent your son needs during his journey into healthy manhood. Take advantage of this incredible offer and have all this proven wisdom and guidance at your fingertips.
My vision for the boys of today is that they grow up to be men that are emotionally intelligent, socially aware, and passionate about life.